Now you may be asking yourself, who the heck was supposedly that ruthless fighter, or what exactly is going on here? Today, I'll be answering that and more. Ip Man is a 2008 martial arts film based on Ip Man's life, which is most notably known for being the Grand Master of martial arts, Wing Chun, and the teacher of Bruce Lee. Loosely based on his true story, the first movie of Ip Man, which we'll be talking about today, focuses on the events that took place in the city of Foshan during the Sino-Japanese War. During the invasion of China, the story focuses on how popular but also how humble and wise Ip Man is to the people of the city of Foshan. After the people of China invade, he is forced to live a poor life. In the scene that'll be shown in a second, seeing just a clip alone may spark some emotion, as we've already seen, and convey tenseness for how just brutal it is, but it's the context behind it that makes it so powerful. Throughout the movie, Ip Man is known to be gentle, kind, and humble. For example, in the clip being shown right now, it shows him having a nice fight against Master Liu that he is good friends with. And whenever he fought people like him, it wasn't to hurt them, it was just to teach them a lesson or have fun. But now seeing that his friend Master Liu, which, spoiler alert, in the movie dies, shot holding a rice bag, Ip Man isn't here to teach a lesson anymore. In this scene, we see Ip Man demand to fight 10 people. With his translator and originally authority figure, Officer Li Zhao, behind him, Li is uneasy about knowing what happened to Master Liu, but he still reluctantly translates it. With these men being black belts, one of the Chinese men above him think he's either very serious or crazy, and one think he's just straight up joking. And in this, we can see that most of the shots are medium close-ups, but they show a difference in power with how it looks down at Ip Man and the translator, and it looks above at the two Chinese men, who are clearly in power. Nevertheless, the two Chinese men take his request, which is very daunting, and while the units are being pulled up, the translator slowly leaves the scene. After the translator says be careful, we can see that Ip Man, being surrounded by a lot of enemies, still chooses to walk up and fight. But in this moment, from a previous scene, he sees food that he has on him, which is very important because it's what little he has left, and he chooses to place it right next to where his friend died. And in this, we come up to one of my favorite shots, and I need to also discuss something that hasn't been properly talked about. Contrast to the clip show between Master Ip Man and Master Liu fighting in all of the movie, this scene has been shot primarily in just black and white with a little bit of color shown. This just shows the raw intensity that is shown throughout this scene. And in this shot specifically, while there's been establishing shots earlier in the movie and stuff like that, this is the first time in this room that has been shown, and it just shows in all this beautiful black and white, it shows how alone he is in this. Now, after that very intense full shot, we can see there's this very slow but intense zoom in on Ip Man, and it just shows how emotionless he is at this moment. And through this, we see everyone waiting to fight, which just shows so much anticipation. And showing another close-up going up above his body, you can see that he's ready for whatever is about to happen. Now, with the action starting up, we can now address the camera work and the movement. We can see a constant array of many shots being shown, just showing how intense this combat is between him and everyone else here. And it shows him not restraining. Like, he's clearly breaking arms and doing a lot of pain to everyone here. And he's just using his Wing Chun, which normally is used in a way of showing respect and guidance. But here it's showing he can see his Wing Chun through his emotions. And with this, you can also see the camera is steady, which helps the story, because if it was more distracting and was handheld, you wouldn't be able to see the combat as clearly. And with that, you can also see a pause that just happened, for example. Now, overall, with all these shots showing how he's completely surrounded by showing the backside of him, the left and right, we can see in the shot right here that he's just completely surrounded. And the reason why I believe he used all these shots is simply just because he is alone and is surrounded. And in this, we can see even through all the 4 movies, this is one of the only times we see him being truly violent towards somebody. Seeing this example right here, that he most definitely probably killed a few people here. And in this, we can see the intensity of one person being left. And I will respect the guy. He still goes up and fight him. Now, very quickly, I also like to comment about how it being in black and white, I like how it shows Japan's flag at the top, showing how they still have a chance against the Chinese. Now, in this, we see something extremely brutal being a close-up, showing Ip Man just being extremely violent on this final guy. And in this, we see one of my favorite shots at the end, which after this very slow close-up just portrays something very powerful. Now, while throughout most of this, we have seen him being pretty ruthless, and it's for a reason. No matter how much he fights all of his people, he still's already had a great loss to one of his friends, Master Liu. And it just shows how, unless he does something huge in the future of this movie, there's not much you can still do, as people still keep coming. Thank you for watching this analysis. If you want to watch more, you can watch this on Netflix, and I highly recommend it. Even though you've seen just this one scene, there's a lot more in store.